It's the National Football League, presented by EA Sports. Today we continue on with John Madden Thanksgiving Celebration Weekend, and we have got a good one in store, as it'll be the Los Angeles Rams taking on our home team. With Charles Davis, as always, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And Charles, you talked about storylines in this one. I think it begins and ends with our two quarterbacks, certainly two of the best in the business.
And nowadays, I don't think you get by for long periods of time without a top-flight quarterback. The way the game is played, with all the responsibility he has and how the game flows through him, if he's not on the top of his game, your team's not going to benefit at all.
The ball on the tee, we're set for football. And we are underway here on EA Sports. And we will not see a run back on the opening kickoff. This will be a touchback. So out come the Rams now for their first possession. Leading the charge and quarterback, the former Georgia Bulldog, Matthew Stafford.
And last week's loss came despite a clean game on his end, throwing the ball with 2 touchdowns and 0 interceptions. His job this week is simple. Do it again. Continue to avoid turnovers and hope that what sucked them last week resolves itself this time around.
5 yards on the game's first play, second down. The numbers on the ground for Williams a week ago. 18 carries, 81 yards.
And their success running the ball in the previous game has to give them a lot of confidence, but they also understand going against a top-5 rush defense means you have to have a lot of offense in your game plan. Misdirection, counters, power game, maybe even some quarterback run to take the heat off of the running back.
But just play number 3 here on the opening drive, and it's an early 3rd and 1. Here's Stafford. Working the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he's going to have a Rams first down, and comfortably so, as he gets 5 there on 3rd and a yard.
That's good. For Rams, first down. First and 10 at the 49-yard.
In motion right goes Adams. Now a first down carry. It's Williams. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. Yikes, a 4-yard loss really sets him back now for second down.
Part of their struggles last week was getting these negative plays on 1st and 2nd down. That's something they have to be wary of as this game continues.
Stafford now to throw. This one swung out to Williams. And he'll be down at the 46. So they go from 146 to the other on a pickup of 8. And they're getting him involved early.
You feel like they saw something on tape, or they just have a sense with him because he's had a good week of practice or something in that area that they want him involved. Just as you said, they want him to touch it either in the running game or the passing game, but they must like the matchups they're getting.
And it's not going to be enough here. A gain of 4, about 2 feet short of the marker. 4th down. So on 4th down, on is Ethan Evans to punt for the Rams. And last week in the loss, 5 punts as he gets this one away. Yeah, he was looking for the checkup bounce, didn't get it. That scoots all the way into the end zone now for a touchback. So out comes this offense to take over for the first time. And they'll be led out by their quarterback now in his 3rd season in the league.
And if you go by the numbers, he's had a Pro Bowl type season. And maybe that's even selling him a little bit short. He's the NFL leader in touchdown passes to this point in the year. And at the end of the season, not too far away, he's got his guys playing at a very high level.
15 yards is the pickup there, and the drive starting very nicely. First down.
35-yard line.
One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on second down.
Takes it down at the 43-yard line. 8 yards on the pickup. Brings up second and 2.
And they'll keep leaning on the running game. Back to the ground. And a lane slow materializing there as he'll get maybe a yard up to the 45. And here comes 3rd and the length of the football. And they'll let their fullback try and push the pile. And he brings this up to the 46. Good enough for the first.
First and 10 at the 46-yard line.
Now they'll They'll switch it up here and look to throw. He finds his man, complete. It's Flores. And he's brought down. That's good for a first down, his second catch of the opening drive. From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. It's a loss of 14 that time. And it'll be a second and long.
A big loss on the play. Brings up second down.
Let's go now.
Looking to throw. Kirk. And he rifles one incomplete.
Intended for number 88.
You talk about this Rams defense. They're slightly better than average against the run, number 14 in the NFL.
I still crack up a little bit after we left our meeting with the defensive coordinator, because I said to you, stop me if you've heard this before. How about him saying, well, first order of business, we got to stop the run. Of course you do. He's got a good unit, but facing the number 1 rushing team, they have to stop that in order to have a good performance.
They punted 3 times in the loss last week as he sends this one away. This will be a 41-yard punt, 3 on the return. And the Rams are going offense here with a 1st and 10. The visitors' offense, led by their wide receiver, headed out for their second possession. And he's been filling up the stat sheet on a weekly basis, so to no one's surprise, his name sits near the top of the list in terms of most receptions by a wideout this season. They start the drive on the ground. It's Williams. And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped. Now, they may want to go back to that one. First play of the drive, good for 15 and a first down.
First down. 1st and 10 at the 33-yard line.
Now a play fake it at Stafford. Pass complete there to McCool. So give him 5 yards there on the pitch and catch. And it'll be second down. We've seen quite a bit of the short passing game here early on first quarter, haven't we?
We have, and I think it works a couple of ways for this team because, number 1, you throw the short game until they stop it. And if they're not going to stop it, you keep throwing it, and occasionally you'll break a tackle and turn it into a bigger gain. Also, if they start to creep up, start to pressure receivers, now you go over the top, take it deep, and now you get some of those big shots downfield.
And he'll be out of bounds after getting this one across the 40.
That's good for Rams. First down. 1st and 10 at the 43-yard line.
Now we give up the middle to Williams. And a really good show of force there as he gets through for 4 tough yards.
That's a really nice, tough run inside, and they gained 5 yards on it. And to be frank about it, most offenses don't expect to get 5 yards on a play call like that. So when they do, they go back to their huddle with a little pep in their steps. They're starting to think that they're starting to dominate the line of scrimmage.
A loss on that play, and now 3rd down gets tougher. 3rd and 6. Stafford. That's to the tight end, Colby Parkinson. And he is going to have a Rams first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
That's another Rams first down. It's a gain of 6.
Stafford. And that's complete to Adams. That will go as a pickup of 7 on the 7th play of the drive.
And I think this is a route we'll see more of as this game goes on, because with his speed, they want to get him the ball in space on drag routes just like this. They want him to get the ball and run after the catch. Good job there, though, holding him for a short gain.
Now without wide and intercepted. And they're going to set up shop at the 32-yard line.
At their own 32-yard line.
Well, look, we're watching a quarterback here that's obviously been around for a long time. That's a throw he wishes he had back.
He certainly does, but as you well know, this is a guy that's used to taking a few chances, used to fitting it into tight windows. These are throws that he's made before. Didn't happen to get it completed in this case.
Throwing to start the drive. Kirk. And it's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And he'll be taken down as that will take us to the end of the first quarter of play. No score after 1 on EA Sports. Second quarter now, and it's our home team with possession as they are looking at a 2nd and 5 situation.
Got it. Ready?
Back to throw. Kirk. This throw nearly intercepted. Oh, the big D lineman almost had it. But third down coming up.
Brings up 3rd and 5.
Looking to throw. Kirk. He's going to get that to his running back out of the backfield. And he has a big gain inside the 40 before being dropped. So from Rams territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 39-yard line. And he's brought down at the 19 after a gain of 19. First down in the red zone. His first carry of their second drive, pretty solid. And, of course, remember back to their first drive, really strong throughout that one.
Not only is he getting good blocking up front, but how about his vision to find the holes? And he's seeing things before they even open and hurdling through them.
And making the tackle there, Jacoby Durant.
It went right back to him, but he pretty much had nowhere to go on that play.
Yeah, the previous carry looked pretty good. That one, maybe he was a little tired. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe he should have tapped out and had a second back come in and maybe make that run. Who knows?
Quick throw, knocked away, and incomplete.
Coaches talk about it all the time. Players talk about it as well. Excellent job staying disciplined in coverage and making that stop. Inside the red zone, every stop like that could be preventing a possible touchdown.
And brought down, but not before they get it inside the 10 to the 7. Here we go now on 1st and goal. Back to throw. Kirk. And it's caught. Touchdown. A great effort there. His 9th touchdown of the season. As his guys are first onto the scoreboard here this afternoon. Point after here coming up. And it's good to make it 7-0. So that drive takes him down the field in 8 plays. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And he'll go down as this drive will start at the 25-yard line. Here's the Los Angeles offense as they get set to take possession. But not an ideal way to end their previous drive. They threw the interception, Charles, after they had built up some momentum. They were moving the football, but something to at least build on for this offense as they run back out here.
Yeah, you're right about that. Up until that last play, everything was working pretty well for this offense. Gaining chunks of yardage, getting first downs, really making a push.
Oh, and his early struggles continue. Here's another one intercepted. And he'll get this back to the 32-yard line. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. Throwing to start the drive. Kirk throwing the out route, incomplete. It's Rodgers. They pick up 12 on the play there, and they move the chains. Hands it off out of the gun. He had to fight that time. Ran through one tackle, but ultimately he's only going to get back to the line of scrimmage. Now 2nd and 9. Looking to throw. Kirk. Toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
That's a pretty play there. Got in at the last second, helped force the ball free, and kept them out of the end zone.
On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. And this pass broken up. The contact well timed there, and now 4th down. And his kick is good. And that will extend their lead even further. So they get the turnover in plus territory. The drive stalls out, but still able to get 3 out of that.
Yeah, we were able to see an offense and a defense kind of mix and match with each other, didn't we? Both of them trying to make sure that they have the upper hand and the advantage. Offense trying to get to the end zone. Defense, of course, trying to hold them to a field goal attempt. And it wasn't a guaranteed lock 3 from where they started. So, the offense has to be happy to come away with those 3 points.
And now out on the field, here comes Los Angeles. And for this offense, Charles, you got to think kind of crucial here to put something together on this drive, because remember last time out, they threw the interception on the very first play.
And you can't afford to let this defense keep building any more momentum. They're playing awfully well, and they're awfully confident right now. To me, it's time to attack and take some of that momentum back. But make sure you're selective in doing so. Understand where you want to throw the football and make sure it's open before the ball leaves your hands.
Again, 11 on the play. And the Rams first down.
Up the middle, it's Williams. And boy, this defense again really making things tough on him as they stop him for no gain.
No gain on that run, and while the team is down, there's still time to come back and win the football game. If I'm the offensive coordinator, though, I've got to think about moving at a faster pace and maybe opening things up a little bit and throwing it a little bit more.
They'll find a man over the middle, 2-2 Atwell. They get 6. That'll leave them with 3rd and 4.
Slant route's effective no matter who's running the route and catching the ball. But when you have a receiver of that stature, you have to be a little bit more precise throwing it. You don't have the same catch radius with the bigger targets.
Now Stafford. That is caught. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. 21 yards there on 3rd down. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Now Williams running left. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down.
They did a really nice job there defensively. They strung the play out, didn't give him a cutback lane. On each play, you have guys what I call our BCR players. Guys are responsible for the bootleg, for the cutback, and for the reverse.
And the pressure gets to him and brings him down. Stafford is sacked. They bring the safety on the blitz, and he busts through to drop him for an 8-yard loss.
They just gave up a sack there, and if I'm not mistaken, they gave up 4 last week, didn't they?
Yes. And just looking really porous, aren't they?
They really are, and I'm wondering if I'm going to have to start thinking about keeping the tight end in, maybe a back, someone to help assist, because right now, the quarterback's been getting hit a lot in the last couple of games.
The ball caught by his rookie wideout. And he's going to be taken down with a marker on the field. So let's see about the call. So they decline the holding penalty and will take the down instead, as that leads us to 4th. They snap it to Stafford. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. No luck for the Rams as they fail here on 4th down. And it'll be a turnover on downs. The home team's offense and their quarterback headed out for this next possession. He had the touchdown pass earlier, adding to his impressive season total as you take a look at the NFL leaders in touchdown passes at this point in the season. They'll start this drive out on the ground. And he puts his head down and gets up to the 42 for a gain of about 6. From the 42-yard line, here's 2nd down and 3.
Brings up 2nd and 3.
Back to throw. Kirk. And this is Cook to the ground. His first catch, good for 8 and a 1st down. We've hit the 2-minute mark of the first half. 10-0 our score.
Got it. Ready? Here we go.
From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. And he's out of bounds as he gets this down to 45. So 5 yards here, 5 on the play. And it'll be 2nd down. On the throw, let him too much that time. It's incomplete.
They kind of forced that one there, didn't he? It's almost like he predetermined where he was going to go with the football.
Yeah, he wasn't really going through progressions. He wanted to go to his top guy. You do that against this defense, they'll make you pay, won't they?
Yeah, they certainly will. They react very quickly to the thrown football.
And this is going to be another 1st down as the tackle's going to be made at the Rams' 32-yard line. Again, he'll drop the throw. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
This could be the start of a nice stand from this defense now after getting walked backwards on this drive. Come through with another one here, and you have them staring at a 3rd and long, and that puts the defense in a position to dictate to the offense.
Off the play fake. Kirk. And that's going to be too high. Out of bounds and incomplete.
Feels like they're getting caught in between here because they didn't completions on first and second down. Now you got to worry a little bit about the clock because you prefer not to give them another shot here in the first half. If you don't pick up the first down, guess what? You're likely going to have to.
And he'll be brought down at the 28, and that is well short of the first. Now a timeout called for by the defense as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. So 3 points there, and they continue to build this first half lead.
Yeah, every little bit helps, and the more that you can put together drives and start controlling the tempo, controlling possession, finishing with points, the better off you're going to be.
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And good coverage there on special teams as they'll get him down shy of the 20. What a weekend it has been already around the NFL. We had 3 great games on Thanksgiving, another one Friday in Philadelphia. And it's all part of the NFL salute to the legendary John Madden. This week's slate of games known as the John Madden Thanksgiving Celebration Weekend. And we at EA Sports salute the man we knew as coach, who brought so much to this great holiday, so many smiles with his love of family, his love of football, and we miss him, no doubt. Gone, but certainly never forgotten, John Madden. Now Stafford. It's caught here by Athens. Now the Rams will signal for a timeout, their second, as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. Now a 10th carry. Here's Williams. And he's out of bounds, able to take this one up to the 35. 7 yards there. Good enough to move the sticks. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. To throw is Stafford. And it appears we've got a member of the Rams shaken up on that last play. Well, now they're going to come out and take a look at this injury, and we'll be back in a moment. Here now, 2nd and 4. Stafford throwing quickly, complete out wide. A couple of first downs on the drive already, as they'll go from the 47 now on 1st down.
That's good for a Rams first down. 1st and 10 at the 47.
Throwing is Stafford. They'll get this one complete to Atwell. On the gain of 3 on the play, and it'll be 2nd down. To the air again, Stafford. Incomplete, but a penalty flag is down in the backfield. Let's get the call. So they will tread backward on the holding penalty.
And I know that they're going to get coached up and they'll get yelled out a little bit, but let's face it, it is hard not to do at the speed and pace that they play.
Here's Stafford. Pressure comes and down he goes. So halftime straight ahead, and that means we go to Scott Hansen. It is our EA Sports halftime report. Scott, take it away. Past the halfway point of the season and now past the halfway point of this game. We skip halftime and get right back to the action. Set to begin the 3rd quarter. Team's offense and their quarterback ready to go once more. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. And Charles, they've got the lead. Put your coaching hat on here now. What's the game plan for the 2nd half?
I think getting the running game going a little bit more, because I thought in the first half they didn't get it moving the way that they would like. They had success throwing it, but I think these first couple of drives, they'll want to get those running backs going and give them more opportunities, and I will guarantee you that those guys were lobbying for them in the locker room at halftime.
Right back to him on first down. And he sidestepped one man, but reinforcements come to stop him right around the line of scrimmage. Here's 2nd and 10. Looking to throw. Kirk. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. And the Rams are in great shape here as they take over at their 46-yard line. That is just what this defense was hoping for, an interception on the opening possession of this third quarter.
Obviously didn't want to surrender a touchdown and fall even farther behind. And we've gotten to know this team a little bit, haven't we? Couldn't you just see their defensive leaders telling the offensive guys, telling the quarterback, don't worry, we got you to start things off. You take it from there.
So the completion good for 7 there. And that's going to bring up 2nd down. Now it's Stafford. He finds his man, complete. That's Adams. And he's got this down to the 35. A gain there of 12 yards and a first down L.A. Back to throw, Stafford. And that one drops down, incomplete. Good coverage there, forced the ball free, and it's 2nd down.
Leads to 2nd and 10 at the 35-yard line.
From the gun, here's Stafford. Going to be taken in here by Nakua. 9 yards, and that leaves him just short, so it'll be 3rd and less than a yard.
Brings up 3rd and inches.
On the sneak, it's Stafford. And I don't think he got there. No, they stop him right where it all started. Only a few inches needed on the sneak. He didn't get it, and now it's 4th down.
Well, that play seemed well scouted defensively. They collapsed everything inside. Nowhere to go on the quarterback sneak. Now he's going to bring up 4th down.
Still just the third quarter, but they've got to make something happen. I think they know that. They're going for it on 4th. Here we go on 4th. Stafford. And they'll find the open man. That's complete. And they will eventually get him down, but he's inside the 5 all the way to the 3. 1st and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game.
1st and goal.
Williams. Going to be hit and met at the line of scrimmage. They get him down at the 3. No gain on the play that time, and it sets up 2nd and goal.
Leads to 2nd and goal at the 3-yard line.
And it's complete. He's got it in the end zone. Touchdown, Rams. Davante Adams. A 2-yard touchdown grab. And the Rams have got it back to within a score. Extra point by Ryland, up and good. And it's now 13-7. So that drive goes 8 plays. And Davante Adams able to finish things with a touchdown reception. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. This offense and their running back headed back onto the field. He is the NFL's leader in rushing yards to this point in the season. And if he can replicate or even surpass the production that he had over the first half of the year, he's going to have a good chance to take home the title.
1st and 10 at the 36.
And here's a handoff out of the gun. And somehow he's going to get a yard out of this as he fought through that first contact. It's 2nd down. Here now 2nd and 9 from the 39-yard line. He'll keep it himself. And good vision there as he's across midfield and down to the 45-yard line. A good chunk on the ground on the keeper. 17 yards, 1st down. Back to throw. Kirk. Over the middle, complete. That's Flores. And he's taken down inside the 30. Another strong gain on the last 2 plays. They've moved it a combined 33 yards.
Let's go.
On 1st first down. They'll go to the ground attack. And inside the 20 before he's brought down.
First and 10 at the 17-yard line.
So from the 17 now, here's a first and 10. From the gun, they'll try to run it. And he's eaten up at the line of scrimmage. Might have gotten a yard down to the 16. They work now on 2nd and 9. Looking to throw. Kirk. Well, he's got it. And he will take this one in for a touchdown. A 16-yard touchdown. And they are able to add on to their advantage. Circle that drive because that might be one to remember. Well executed to give them a little cushion.
Well, let's take it into the boxing ring. You talk about them commanding it, keeping the fight where they wanted to, whether it was in the center of the ring or putting them on the ropes because it was jab, jab, jab. And finally, the haymaker to put that drive away.
And he is into the end zone to bump the lead up 2 more. And now it looks like we're going to get a timeout here. We've got a man shaken up. While they come out and take a look at him, we will step aside for just a moment. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And will wisely just take a knee here, and this ball will come out to the 35. Out comes Devontae Adams of the offense for their next drive. Pretty good game for him so far. I guess he's still got time here to make this a great game, but so far, he's been solid.
I like where you're going with that because it has been pretty good, but there's always that hint that things can really escalate for him. And right now, they feel like they're somewhat keeping him in check, but he has found the end zone once. But boy, he can explode at any moment.
And when you hit that end zone once, you want to find it again, don't you?
Yes, you do.
Makes you hungrier.
You get greedy in a good way.
A free safety roaming all the way up to the line of scrimmage to make that stop.
How about his ability to trust his eyes and figure out it was not a pass play and go fast towards the line of scrimmage in order to make that tackle.
Here's Stafford. Stafford for the 3rd time is intercepted. And his guys will set up shop at midfield at the 50-yard line.
Well, NFL quarterbacks have learned the hard way. You're not going to get rich throwing against this guy. He's definitely too good. And this is now his 2nd interception of the ball game. And if I'm running the offense, I've got to tell my guys, you've got to go work on the other corner.
And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. They give him 13 yards there on the play and a fresh set of downs. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10.
Let's go now.
One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. He finds some way to turn this into positive yardage as he struggles forward for a pickup of about 2. 2nd and 7, operating from the 34. Back to throw. Kirk. He finds his man, complete. It's Flores. And it appears we've got a member of the Rams shaken up on that last play. So the ball down to the 16 here for 1st and 10. Looking to throw. Kirk. And complete right side to Cook. And he'll get positive yardage there as he'll be touchdown. 4 yards remain on 2nd down. Ball on the 10. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down.
Going with a dime look on defense. 2 extra defensive backs on the field have covered up essentially every blade of grass. That allowed them to disrupt the play.
They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he won't have the touchdown, but he will have the first down as he's tackled at the 2. They'll try to run this one in. And he's going to get this back to the 3-yard line and no further. So they're backed up to the 3-yard line, second and goal. They'll try to run this one in. And he will maybe get back to the line of scrimmage, but that's it. And that's also all for this third quarter of play. Back now here on EA Sports, as we're about ready to rock and roll for the fourth and final quarter. And now can they reverse the trend on third and goal with the last two plays having gone backwards? And it's caught. Touchdown. From 3 yards out. And his guys are going to add on to their lead.
Well, CD, you know he's got great options at wide receiver, tight end, but there he looks to the backfield, and it results in a touchdown.
I love how you laid that out. So many options. You maybe forget about some of the ones that you should be covering. And they made them pay with that one, didn't they? You forget about the guys in the backfield, they're eligible too.
Point after, right down the middle. And a lead now to 3 touchdowns at 21. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away.
And he brings us out past the 20 to the 24. The offense for Los Angeles returns to the field. And they unfortunately are staring at a mini losing streak developing, trailing here in the fourth quarter. This would be their third straight defeat. Stafford and the Rams come up first and 10
at their own 24. Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw.
And that'll be off the mark, too far out in front, and it's incomplete. He was trying to get that to Colby Parkinson, but it'll be second down.
Stafford. It's caught on the right side. Williams. And he got blown up on that play. Back at the 20. They'll wind up losing 3 here on the play. And that'll make it 3rd and 13. Really good defensive effort. They were all over that little swing pass out to the right side before lost yardage.
Terrific read, better execution, and done with a lot of enthusiasm, wasn't it?
Absolutely.
They saw it all the way, ran to the football, and caused a nice play for Los